Rivers State, the treasure base of Nigeria, was created in 1967 by General Yakubu Gowon. It is one of the 6 states that makes up the South-South geopolitical zones. The state derives its name from rivers that borders its territory. Her major occupation is farming and fishing. The state experienced constant violence occasioned by agitations of its youth for better deal, despite being one of the rich states in oil and gas.
When you talk about agitation, there are a lot of factors that can cause agitation. One, there is the poverty factor. That is a critical factor, you see, especially in this period of recession. A hungry man is an angry man. You know, everybody at least wants food to eat. You can see that our GDP right now is very bad. We're in the negative. It has not happened in a very, very, very long while. So agriculture is just the way that can take us out of this recession. That's what we believe in Rivers State here. That's why the Rivers State government has taken agriculture as one of its major priority. Agriculture, skill acquisition are some major priority of the present leadership of the Rivers State government, because that is a way of engaging our youths, empowering them, and taking them out of brigandage and militancy.
Basically, the neglect of the Niger Delta area was one of the reasons we identified for the youth restiveness, which is still on. And because unfortunately, again, the value system has also further helped to aggravate the situation. When young people see flashy cars, and they think that's all about flashy cars, not knowing how to, the best thing to do is to get themselves into some reasonable livelihood. So I think one of the things we need to check is how to empower the young people, starting from the schools, those that are in school, those that are not in school. In one of my publications, one way out, as I profiled, was to identify the youth. You know, we have the relevant youth. It's not everybody that is interested in what we are doing. So for us to be able to curb the menace of restiveness, we need to identify the serious-minded ones and then empower such persons, give them what it takes to be able to be useful development partners.
Quite a number of youths in the state are unemployed, and when the strength of these young people are not channeled properly, the result are the social vices exhibited against society, such as kidnapping, armed robbery, and several others.
We have to catch them young, as they say. Sometime again, I was involved in a personal outreach to schools, private schools and public schools. Unfortunately, I didn't have a strong support from the public schools, but I did from the private schools. There's something I call the garden-based learning project. Now, if you find out that in most homes in Nigeria, we have gardens. Well, sometimes you say backyard farms, sometimes you say compound farms or homesteads. I think one way is, again, like I said earlier, get the young people involved. Teach them from the schools, teach them at home how to grow crops, how to nurture livestock, how to manage these things even at the back of their homes. That way, the interest will be gingered, because that's one of the objectives of the project, to ginger the interest of the young people to have a mindset towards moving on in agriculture, towards agriculture. So in the schools, if you find out in most of the public schools, agriculture is taught theoretically. They do not, I think the practical aspect of agriculture is given to students as punishment. If you've done something wrong, so yeah, go to that point, cut grass. And then when you begin to see it as a means of punishing students, they will not show any interest in it. Let it be part of what they are doing. Let it be fun.
Government itself at all levels is a contributory factor to youth restiveness in Nigeria. For example, the government of Nigeria is irresponsible to youths that are not militant in nature. Because if the government is paying more attention to youths that are more militant oriented, how about those good youths with good conduct, like myself and others? What has the government done towards those persons? But when the government emphasizes their strength on those youths that can carry to arms, thinking that those ones will be rehabilitated, others are looking onto those ones to see how they can go back to violence too, because the government of today in Nigeria is helping to sponsor violence. If the government want to rehabilitate the youth, it's simple. Bring in the youth into the administrations of government, because the society itself is built for us who are youth. The youth in this society comprises of about 80 to 90%, if not 70% of the society. So involve the youth in your day-to-day and day-to-day activities of the governance. Bring in youth-friendly administrations.
The government should understand that without the youth, there will be no tomorrow. They're supposed to mobilize the youth, empower them to do something better with their lives. I will advise the government that they should invest more on the Nigerian youth, especially River State youth. I know that if they are brought in into their food, a lot of things will be served. This kidnapping, this armed robbery will be minimized.
As the nation battles with the current economic recession, agriculture has been preferred as the key alternative to oil.
I have never seen agric as an alternative to oil. I've seen agric as what it is, agriculture. We should never have left it. And that's where we are. It's very clear. So I'm glad today we're talking about agriculture, and I'll just go to what you said, talk about diversifying. We should have had agric all along. It is not because oil is no longer feasible that we're talking about agriculture. And for as long as I've been commissioned, I've made that point very, very clear that agriculture is agriculture. Agriculture is not because there is no longer petrol.
In a bid to encourage people, especially the youth, the state, through its agric and other empowerment schemes, has provided a golden opportunity for the Rivers people.
What we did as soon as I came in was to start registering youths who are interested in farming, who are already farming, and who want to farm. And I assure you that to date we have nothing less than 3,000-4,000 registered in one trade, one agri-business or the other. And it's not just farming. We're encouraging those who want to go into agri-enterprise. We're encouraging in different forms, either processing, and then within the agri-fish, we're encouraging those who want to go into fishing, who want to go into snailry, and we have all of them registered. In fact, as we speak, 5 of them are in Abuja right now. 5 or 7 of them are in Abuja right now, undergoing training. Now, for that, we work with the Federal Ministry of Agric and Rural Development. We have World Bank that have indicated interest, African Development Bank. They've come here, we've had meetings. So we have a lot of support for the youth. School to Land is there. We've been admitting only 50, but as I came in, I insisted a minimum 100. We also talk to those who have graduated. Once they come out, none of them is looking for a job, because with this sensitization on everybody going into agric, I even personally match them. Okay, this one knows well about fishing. A fish farmer comes in, employ this person, and it has happened right here in my office.
Presently, I run an agricultural servicing company, and we're coming up with something very soon by November. It's called the Innovation Agripreneurship Intervention Platform. We're trying to bring about agricultural entrepreneurs in River State. It's a pilot scheme that is going to transcend across Nigeria, but we're starting with River State as a pilot. So it's going to, our target is women, youths, and MSMEs. Because, and you can see now, with the central bank now, the Rima Bank is one of the participating financial institutions that give out what they call the MSME funds. They're about 220 billion for MSMEs, and 60% of that funds goes out to women. So we're trying to see how we can get a forum where we'll have a common database of these people, where we can interact, you understand, as a family. Then from there we see how we can meet the necessary parastatals or agencies on how to help these people, especially in the area of linkage to funding, because that's the biggest problem we all have now. And in River State now, we have an opportunity with the Rockefeller Foundation and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They are coming together now to see how they can give...
Is it a private organization?
Yes, the Rockefeller Foundation is an international NGO, and the Bill and Melinda Gates is Bill Gates Foundation as well. So they are also trying to see how they can put in some inputs for cassava farmers in Rivers State. And it's a laudable one. We say kudos to them and God bless them.
Let there be sustainable production of food through ecosystem-based adaptation processes to ensure that Nigerians don't go hungry. Right now, there's a lot of hunger in the land. Meanwhile, we have the land, we have the human capital, we have the resources. So what is stopping us? We need to step out and step into the farms as one of the areas to produce food for the nation.
Against this backdrop, it is believed that the right steps are being taken, since the state is already blessed with natural and human resources. In no distant time, Rivers State will regain its status of being the investor's heaven and the treasure base of the nation.